Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we're throwing two financial heavyweights into the ring, the good old 401k versus the IRA. Which one is better for you? Well, that depends on a lot of different circumstances, including how much money you make every year, whether you have access to a company plan, or whether you're self-employed, and much more. And before we dive in, hit that subscribe button right now. Don't just window shop for financial advice. Subscribe so you don't miss strategies that could help you change the way you retire. Ryan, my friend, are you ready to get heated over retirement accounts?
Thanks, Stephen. I'm really excited to cover the hot debate today here between the 401k and the IRA, because I think a lot of people are surprised about just how complementary these two accounts can be with each other. So I'll be sharing the benefits of the Roth IRA, but more importantly, how this can also be used alongside your 401k. So stay tuned. But first, since we're talking investing and all that, I do have to quickly mention that I am not a financial advisor, and this isn't any kind of personalized financial advice. With that said, back over to you, Stephen.
All right, let's start with one of the most common situations. You've got a job that offers a 401k. Here's why you can't ignore it, because many companies throw in free money match. That's right, free. If you put in 3% of your salary, they'll often match you dollar for dollar. Let's say you make $50,000 a year and your employer offers a 3% match. If you contribute $1,500, they'll match you and drop in another $1,500. Suddenly, you've got $3,000. That's a 100% return, no fancy math needed. Same thing at 100K. You put in $3,000, they'll match you $3,000. Now you're sitting on $6,000. Ryan, I don't care if you love IRAs, hate 401ks, or think Roth is spelled with an F. If someone's offering you free money, you take it. Period.
So here's where things get interesting in the world of IRAs, fintech, and everything in between. You can actually get a free money match by opening an IRA through Robinhood, a popular investing platform today. Depending on whether or not you have Robinhood Gold, their premium service, you can either get a 1 or 3% match on contributions. But I will say this non-employer related retirement match is extremely rare elsewhere. So for the most part, you will see a benefit here with the 401ks that have a company match over something like an individual retirement account.
Now, some of you are shaking your head saying, Steven, my job doesn't offer a 401k, no match, no plan, no nothing. Cool. That's where the IRA comes in. Anyone pulling in a paycheck can open a traditional IRA as another retirement account and contribute up to $7,000 a year, $8,000 if you're 50 or older. And the real beauty? Flexibility. Unlike a 401k that can sometimes stick you with limited fund choices and high fees, IRAs usually give you more investment options. You can invest in stocks, ETFs, or even self-directed things like real estate. Plus, fees are sometimes lower than those sneaky 401k fees you may miss if you don't read the fine print. So if you don't have access to a 401k, IRA is a good first move.
A massive benefit associated with most individual retirement accounts is that you do not need to pursue this through an employer, and they are not associated with your job. Instead, you open this account on your own, similar to a traditional brokerage account. And that means you don't need to have a full-time job with benefits in order to be saving for retirement using an IRA. One caveat here though, in order to contribute to an IRA, you do need to have earned income. So yes, you do need to have income from a job, a business, or something like that, but it doesn't have to be a full-time job. Back to you, Stephen.
Quick time out. If you're finding this debate helpful, or if you just enjoy watching us argue about money, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. We're here to break down complicated financial decisions and turn them into simple, entertaining conversations. And trust me, your future retired self will thank you. Now, let's talk to the entrepreneurs and self-employed hustlers out there. You don't get a company match because, well, you're the company, but you're not left out. You've got access to a powerful tool called the Solo 401k. With a solo 401k, you can contribute as both the employee and the employer. That means you could potentially stash away up to $70,000 a year into retirement. That is massive. Now, solo 401ks can be risky at lower incomes because you have less to contribute, but if you're earning 6 figures or more, a solo 401k could be like turbocharging your retirement savings. Now, Ryan, tell me what you have to say about this, because I know the self-employed crowd is listening.
And that's a great point, Stephen. One of the biggest limitations to these individual retirement accounts is how much money that you can put in each year. For 2025, the annual IRA contribution limit is $7,000 if you're under 50 and $8,000 if you're over 50. And this limit applies to the total amount that you contribute to all traditional and Roth IRA accounts combined. So unfortunately, that's a lot less than you can stash away into a 401k. But as you'll see shortly, it's for a good reason once we get to the tax implications. And that's because of the tax treatment associated with these accounts.
We've got to tackle the question everyone's asking: Roth or traditional? Here's the difference. With traditional IRAs or 401ks, you could potentially get tax deductions. If you make $50,000 and drop $7,000 into a traditional IRA, you can deduct that $7,000 contribution, so you're only taxed like you made $43,000. But later, when you pull that money out in retirement, you pay taxes on every dollar you withdraw. The Roth, no tax break up front. You still pay taxes on the full $50,000 you made, but when you retire, every penny you take out is tax-free so long as you've met the ownership conditions that stipulate you need to have the account open for at least 5 years. No taxes on the growth, no taxes on the distributions. If you turn $100,000 into $1 million, that $1 million still comes out tax-free. Personally, at $50,000 income, I'd go Roth. At $100,000 or more, it depends on your tax bracket, but I still lean Roth because long-term, tax-free growth is hard to beat. So Ryan, what's your take? Pay Uncle Sam now or pay him later?
So here's my take on this. Why not just make the best of both worlds? There's clear benefits to both types of accounts, and there's no set rule that says you need to choose one over the other. In fact, a lot of people have many retirement accounts, and this can even help you to have a more diversified retirement income stream. So I think you should jump into whatever 401k match you can get first, and then you might want to look into the benefits of IRAs, especially the Roth IRA.
So let's wrap this up. If your job offers a 401k with a match, start there. That's free money. Don't leave it on the table. If you don't have a 401k, the IRA should be your first stop. If you're self-employed with no employees, the solo 401k gives you monster contribution limits. And when it comes to Roth versus traditional, it's all about how much income you're earning and whether you want the tax break now or tax-free money later. But the real answer isn't just IRA or 401k. The truth is, it's about stacking them strategically when you can. If 401k is offering you free money match, then start there. And then you can invest additionally with an IRA for flexibility and lower fees. If you're self-employed and you're eligible for that option, load up that solo 401k. Ryan, I'll give you the last word before we close this debate.
Overall, guys, keep in mind that it can get overwhelming quickly when you're trying to optimize your investments as much as possible. And while some retirement accounts do have advantages over others, the main point here is just to get started on something. The 401k match is usually the low-hanging fruit, but if you don't have a full-time job or if this isn't made available to you, maybe you jump into the world of IRAs first. What you don't want to do is end up doing nothing because you have too many options in front of you guys, because analysis paralysis is very real.
And that's the showdown, folks. IRA versus 401k. Which side are you on? Drop your thoughts in the comments because we want to hear from you. And before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You'll get more debate breakdowns and money strategies that make your financial future stronger. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll catch you in the next one.